Hello and good morning everyone. By the time you guys see this video, that means Capcom has sent out their wave of Street Fighter 6 beta keys. Hopefully you guys registered in time and hopefully you guys were lucky enough to get one because it seems like they were extremely rare. I've seen almost nobody got one looking on social media, Mir.
Yeah, it seems like some of the keys are going to be sent a little bit later, especially in Europe, as I understand, but you have to manage your expectations. We're not guaranteed that this is the
Yes.
case.
Very few amount of people got them. It looks like this private beta or closed beta is going to be pretty small with the amount of players that we're seeing. It was like 1 in 20 or something like that, might even more. So if you did get one, consider yourself extremely lucky. And if you guys unfortunately did not get a beta key, hopefully Capcom will have an open beta. I'm sure there'll be more than one beta test and everyone will get a chance to play the game early. With that being said though, Mir, you are actually able to install Street Fighter 6 right now if you guys were lucky enough to get a key, and you can actually navigate through the menus. And I'm seeing some juicy hints here on some things such as how ranked's going to work in Street Fighter 6. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video, just some things that I'm seeing in the menu here. I wasn't going through it too much because I got to sleep soon, but I thought I'd update you guys on that.
Right. And the first thing that's notable to mention immediately when you boot up the game is that it says trial version 0.2000, which is different than what we saw at TGS and EGX. What that means is that there might be some differences with the previous builds. And what that also means is that if I got anything wrong at EGX, no one will be able to confirm that.
So Mir, when you log into Street Fighter 6, you actually get a quick cutscene introducing you to the Battle Hub. And there's this new character and this kind of like a TV host named Eternity. And Eternity is looking really fabulous. Have you seen the cutscene?
Yeah, I've seen it. It reminds me a lot of JoJo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
But especially the clothing and even the hair, the overall, I think it really strikes a noticeable resemblance.
I'm seeing a lot of Chris Tucker memes with Fifth Element.
Yeah.
People are bringing that up. It's great. But anyways, if you guys haven't seen the cutscene, I'll show it real quick here.
Welcome to the world of Street Fighter! Are you a fighter looking for your next challenge? Or just passing through on your journey? Either way, we're more than happy to have you! This is the Battle Hub, a place that connects people from all walks of life. There's always someone new to meet and plenty to do. Wow! Whether you want to fight, spectate some matches, hang out with friends, or enjoy the festivities. If you're all about that Street Fighter life, the Battle Hub is the place to be. This is your fave, Eternity, signing off. See ya! And don't forget to like and sub.
All right, Mir, let's go over some of the most important details that we see in this menu. Like I said, we're not going to go through them all. We'll try to go through as quickly as we can. The first thing is the ranked matches, because that's the big obvious one. So Capcom is actually showing us all the different ranks they're going to have for Street Fighter 6 so far. And the ranks are Rookie, Iron, which is new, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, and then it goes straight to Master. So there's fewer total ranks before than Street Fighter 5. Notice they're all trophies too, Mir, which is pretty cool. I like the trophy look, but the Master is like a crown. I like that.
Aside from Rookie, which is just a 6, you don't get a trophy.
And the Iron rank too. Too bad they didn't have a Wood rank. Wood rank would be amazing.
Paper rank?
Yeah. It also mentions in the menu too, Mir, that each league consists of 5 ranks. So this is a lot different than Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 essentially had 3 ranks within each league. So they had, Silver, Super Silver, Ultra Silver, and then you go to Gold. So I'm assuming this means, Mir, they'll be Silver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go up a rank.
Yeah, which is very reminiscent of other games that have ranking systems like League of Legends, for example, does a very similar thing.
Right.
We also don't know how many points it takes to progress through each rank.
Yeah.
So it's possible that unlike Street Fighter 5, where it takes more and more points to get to the next rank as you go up, that it might always be the same amount, and as such, it's more equally distributed over the ranks.
Another really cool thing, guys, is that the ranks are by LP points this time. And we actually knew this before, Mir. If you're like, look at the website as I was updating. The website says, in Street Fighter 6, league points are now earned on a per character basis, which means, Mir, that when you switch characters in ranked, you start from the bottom or wherever rank you start off. And now it's per character, right? It's kind of like the player point system in Street Fighter 4, which is an awesome change. I love it.
I would assume that they would do something like Tekken has, for example, where if you reach a certain rank with your main character, then all of your secondary characters will have to start from a certain minimum, because obviously that means that you have a certain amount of player skills, right?
Right.
And to prevent smurfing in situations like that.
So there's some cool things here too. We see from the menu, we see that the win streak bonuses return, but of course they're not for all the ranks. The win streak bonus goes up pretty much up until gold rank. And then once you hit platinum rank, you no longer have win streak bonuses. This is a little different than Street Fighter 5. In Street Fighter 5, you have the win streak bonus through up to platinum, and then once you hit diamond rank, you no longer get the win streak bonus. So it's just one way to help prevent smurfing and allow players to get into their rank that they're supposed to be as fast as possible. Another interesting thing too, Mir, is it says in rookie rank, which is the very first rank, you actually cannot lose points. I think in Street Fighter 5, you can lose rookie points.
Yeah, I've been asking around because honestly, I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
And it seems like in Street Fighter 5, you do lose points. So I guess this is more of like bronze is the basis for people that basically had played a few matches and then they're going to stay there until they manage to rank up from there.
Yeah, it makes me think of like boot camp in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Okay, another thing we noticed from the tooltips is that from rookie to gold, there's no rank demotion. So you cannot go from gold to silver, for example, once you get to gold. Another thing that we see that is mentioned in the tooltips is that there's a one-time rank down protection, not for rookie, but for the other ranks.
Yeah.
And it probably means the ranks within the league itself. So like gold 1, gold 2, gold 3, the first time you get at the threshold between one of these, you're going to get protected from demoting once, because you cannot get demoted from the rank itself, so it must refer to this.
Another cool thing, Mir, is that if you reach the highest rank, master rank, you can't get demoted at all. Once you hit master, that's it. Boom, you're stuck in master.
In this sense, it reminds me a little bit of how Guilty Gear works, where you get to the celestial floor, I think it's called, where you basically stay there until the rank is reset.
I hope so. I mean, I personally like seasons. It's not for everyone though, but with the condensed amount of ranks, I think it's very possible, Mir. Like looking at this, the rank protection, not being able to rank down in certain ranks, and the 5 ranks within each league sounds like a pretty good grind. And it seems like around the platinum diamond area is where it gets really challenging to rank up. That's going to be like our diamond rank equivalent in Street Fighter 5 at this point of time.
And I predict that there might be rank-based rewards at the end of the season, although I feel like people would lose their minds over that.
Oh yeah, especially if they had like exclusive character rewards, so you have to choose which character you want to rank up for what season, right? Because of the LP system. But that's like a lot of stuff for another video, Mir, that I would love to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's move on. Also in the ranked, I can see in the menu here, they're talking about placement matches. So you actually have 10 placement matches, like a lot of mainstream ranked games. And you can actually choose, you can kind of give yourself a head start and choose where you want to be if you don't want to start at the very bottom in rookie rank. You can choose between beginner, novice, intermediate, and advanced, and it corresponds to beginner is like unranked or rookie, novice is bronze, intermediate is around silver gold equivalent, and the highest you can choose at advanced, and you can start in plat or higher equivalent in Street Fighter 5. So that's very cool.
I assume that this is to match you with other people that chose a similar setting, and then based on that determine where you deserve to be.
Right.
Because otherwise, let's say, again, talking about smurfing, someone could just select beginner and then try and play really badly. So like I'm not sure if that would solve everything. But for someone that wants to be higher rank immediately, if they have the skills, then they can, go straight to advanced and play against better players.
And, the fact that, like I said, once again, we have the LP system now where it's based on your character. If you're someone who's decently good, it doesn't matter if you're beginning a new character, your fundamentals are going to push you towards that advanced area anyways, right? So you can just save yourself some time from grinding out for nothing, right? And wasting other people's time too. Okay, other things to talk about, Mir. The menu itself, the Street Fighter 6 menu, is pretty streamlined. I like it. Like once you log in, it's really straightforward. You choose between the 3 core modes: World Tour, Battle Hub, and Fighting Grounds. And another cool thing, Mir, is you can use your mouse to navigate through everything.
You got multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone.
Don't say that, Mir. Don't say that. No, seriously, guys, that's a big deal. It makes going through the menu a lot better. That's like the first thing I noticed. I'm like, hey, I can use my mouse. There's also this sub multi menu, and that's where you get like all the options on the screen at once, where it looks really clunky. You just press tab, and it's like, you know, where the shop is, the rewards, you know, news, tips. It's like all a bunch of these sub options, just to like, you know, they put it off to the side if you need to go something specific, right? But the presentation is really nice for the menu. I personally don't like the Street Fighter 5 menu, Mir. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean it is a little bit messy because you have to go through multiple menus to go to where you want to be.
A lot of hoops. Yeah.
I wanted to mention that obviously we were talking about the PC beta, so if we use, you know, like talk about tab and mouse and such, obviously on PS5 is gonna be different. So we don't know how that is.
That's true. That's true, Mir. Good point. Okay. The fighter profile. We got a little preview of the fighter profile through the tips menu, and we can see it's pretty much like the Street Fighter 5, where they show basically the same stuff. There's some added things I'll mention here. They show you how much time you are in practice and how much time you spend in your offline matches, Mir, which is really creepy. You know?
Well, it's interesting because some people would want to keep track of these stats, right?
Yeah.
Like to just understand what they've been doing.
They're like an offline warrior, an online warrior, and you have a better understanding about how much time they put into this game. We can see the custom room hours. We even see active time hours, like what time during the day do these players usually play? Yeah, I don't know, Mir.
Yeah, in case you want to play against Daigo, then you gotta look at those.
You
know?
want to stream snipe. Yeah. You can also choose, Mir, which player side you want to start on when you go into a match. So I'm assuming it's going to be like Tekken, where the game just mirrors you where you are.
I hope that's not the case. I personally don't particularly like that kind of system. I think it would be best if it's just a, you know, player side preference. And then if you match the same preference as your opponent, it just rolls 50-50. The idea is that on something like a stick, for example, you just don't have enough buttons, right?
Yeah.
So this will let you bypass the limit by adding more through combination of buttons.
Yeah. Like if you have like a scuff controller with the back pedals,
Yeah.
you can really go ham on that training mode. Yeah. Another thing too, when I was setting up the HUD, I noticed some things, especially online stuff, Mir. So we actually see on the HUD at the top, if you're playing a match, you'll see D, which I'm assuming stands for delay.
Right.
We see R, which I think stands for rollback. So you can see the delay and rollback numbers during the match. And of course, the ping. It'll show us the real-time ping as well. And even the normal connection indicator that we see from Street Fighter 5.
And the fact that it's on screen and you can see at any point is very convenient to see if someone has an unstable connection and things like that.
Yeah, when you see the streamer saying this guy's legs, and now you can't option select it because it'll actually show it on the screen. You'll have like the proof.
But you can hide it, so they can still option.
Yeah, yes, you can hide it. And there's a huge request. A lot of people want like a Wi-Fi indicator as well. So we'll see if Capcom implements that. Another small thing, Mir, is we notice it shows your current LP of your opponent and you, rather than like, you know, the placement where it's like rank 25,000 or whatever, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think it's much more intuitive this way.
Yeah. And it shows the platform you're using, you know, PC or console, PS5,
right.
whatever.
In Street Fighter 5, you could see it during the loading screen, but not in match.
Couple of things I noticed, guys, looking through the menu. Mir, you mentioned actually the replay fast forward function thing. You could turn it on or off.
Right. I guess this is to prevent situations that we had in Street Fighter 5 where people that were spectating tournaments, they didn't want the fast forward. Because, you know, obviously if you're streaming the tournament, especially if you're an official streamer, that doesn't look good.
Another thing too, Mir, when I was looking at the controller options, I noticed modern controls is default. How do you feel about this?
I think it makes a lot of sense. And it's something that I noticed when I played the game at the EGX build.
Yeah.
Barely anyone, even the super casual people that were, you know, trying the game with their family and their kids and such, they were all using classic controls because the game defaults you to classic controls.
True.
But obviously, a lot of these people would really benefit from using modern instead because that's exactly what it's designed for.
Right.
So fact that it's defaulted to modern, I think makes a lot of sense. If you want classic, you can switch to it, and a lot of people that are attuned to like the fighting game space, they will know about this and they will make the switch. So I think it's perfectly fine.
And guys, the customization in this game in terms of controls and accessibility and visual and sound stuff is insane. I'm not going to go through it all because it's a lot. It's extensive. But if you use classic controls or modern, the amount of the macros you guys can make on your controller is nuts. Like literally every combination of button mirror, I saw a macro hotkey that you can assign. Very, very cool. Yeah. In terms of accessibility mirror, like I said, there's so many. I'll try to show it on the screen, but there's like you can adjust the footstep noise, which you still can't do in Apex. The clothing sound. There's even stuff for like raising the hit sound or like some kind of cue when you hit somebody, like accessibility stuff.
Yeah, there's one that's proximity based from your opponent. Like you'll be able to tell with sound how far your opponent is from you. I mean, obviously, this is really, really nice for anyone that has a disability, and this is great to have. Right. Obviously, the first thing that we think of being, like maybe more competitive minded is if there's anything that could be abused. But hopefully, Capcom thought this through.
Yeah, hopefully they did. Like, for example, if there's like a sound cue you can make when you hit somebody, somebody can abuse this and use it for like one hit confirms, for example. Right. But I'm sure Capcom's thought about this. They've made it really clear they want this game to be for everyone. A lot of these accessibility options are really good for people that just want to play a world tour as well, not play online. So I'm glad, I'm glad more games in general, by the way, not just Street Fighter, are raising their accessibility options for a lot of things.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, we want everyone to play this game, and it wouldn't be fair to leave people out.
Of course. Another thing too, Mir, I noticed the frame rate, you can actually set it to 120, up to 120 or 30, but it's not for like online matches. It's more for like single player world tour because obviously syncing issues when playing with other players.
Yeah, I'm sure that 60 is a more stable frame rate to play online, especially if you're playing cross-platform.
Yes,
you're playing against consoles that are programmed to or optimized rather to play at that frame rate. So it makes most sense to have 60 for online matches. But at least when you're playing your world tour mode, you'll have a smoother experience if you can run it that way.
Yeah, it will look sick. So I can't wait to see what it looks like in 120 FPS. And then they have VSync. I think that's worth mentioning because in Street Fighter 5, you have to go through like the config files and stuff to switch to VSync, but it's there.
Hopefully it means that it's not a necessity anymore for synchronizing online matches, because in Street Fighter 5, if you had vertical sync off and you ever dropped a little bit of a frame, the match would have trouble keeping itself synced. So maybe the fact that you can turn it off means something, I think.
Yeah. I wonder, maybe some of these settings will be enforced when you play online. Who knows? So let's wrap up this video, Mir, before it gets too long. Like I said, I just want to give you guys a quick info dump on the menu. I hope, once again, that you guys got your beta keys, but if you did not, I'll be streaming all 3 days and trying to get as much information for all of us that I can. If I would appreciate if you guys hit me up with a follow on VesperArcade at Twitch. I'll leave a link for you guys. You guys can come say hi, or if you have any questions for me to test out something for you, I'll be around 24/7 until I have to, sleep. Really exciting times. Expect a huge flood of videos on the channel, guys. I apologize in advance. We're probably going to give you guys a ton of info. Me and Mir will be hard at work.
I'll see you guys then.
All right, guys. Till next time. Take care.